Welcome everyone. This is No Bullshit Gaming Late Night Show, aka podcast 2.5 Gamers, session number 56. We are sharing actionable insights, dropping knowledge from our day-to-day user acquisition, game design, and ad monetization jobs. We're definitely not discussing latest industry news, but we are having so much fun. Let's not forget, this is still 4 a.m. conference discussion vibe, so let's not take it too seriously. Welcome, guys.
It actually is almost like 4 a.m. because we're filming so late today.
Yeah. This is late night show because, we are actually, Sunday night, right? So now all the comments and whining about my voice and the volume, now it can be actually relevant. So let's see. Let's see what kind of
applies to me now.
What do you mean whining? Everyone complains that they can't hear you, and you just choose to ignore it. It's like, no,
exactly.
Everyone's wrong.
Exactly.
It is they who are wrong.
Yeah, exactly. Come on, it's fine because those comments are, I can't hear you in the commute in the bus. Like, what the fuck? Of course you can't. It's like it's noisy. Jesus. Nevertheless, we have.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, everyone is wrong.
Exactly.
Definitely
exactly.
Not, everyone else is wrong.
Yeah. That's how it works. Anyway, so we have Felix, the pro skier, Braberg, Jakub, negative Nancy, Remia, and then Matej, Kumbaya, Lančarič. So it's all good. Yeah, welcome, guys. How are you? Yeah, welcome back from skiing trip, Felix.
Thank you.
Actually,
back from the sanctuary, I would say.
Yeah, of course. We didn't do a lot of prep because we played Diablo 4 with Mr. Jakub over here. So Felix, which character did you choose and what's your level?
Since I've been skiing, I haven't. But Diablo 1 and 2 was my favorite childhood game. So I will start with Necromancer or Sorcerer when I get around to it. But 100% probably Necromancer.
Yeah, so now the audience and listeners can actually guess who is the half gamer.
Yeah, exactly what I was going to say.
I was skiing with real friends.
What do you say?
Yeah. We were playing with Jakub, also playing with real people. It's fine.
Exactly. Are those not real?
Yeah. So Sanctuary is fine. Kyovashad as well. Everything is fine. So, well, what should we discuss? Oh, well, first, Istanbul. We were all there. It was amazing. We even had the private roundtable until 5 a.m. So these are the, usually at the conferences, we are the ones that are
the real
so
4 a.m. conference. Really pays off.
Getting the vibe and the inspiration for the podcasts. And talking about inspiration, actually, kudos to Jesper Gustafsson from Cybo. He pinged me on Slack, on the OF Slack, about Frozen City and their newest game, Whiteout Survival. And I started looking into things, and oh man. Here we are. So we're going to talk about Frozen City a little bit because, Whiteout City, Whiteout Survival doesn't have any ads, so Felix would be very sad, like when we discussed Eversol bullshit before.
Except Eversol was actual bullshit.
Yeah.
This game is actually really good.
What?
Look at these guys and all these.
You heard me.
Yeah, all these.
Sorry, there's no anime titties, Remo.
Yeah.
Just you wait.
Just you wait. What's it written on your T-shirt, Mr. Jakub?
That one? You don't know what this is?
No, I don't.
Squid Game.
A Squid Game. Okay, but I asked what's written there.
Probably something like, what was the song she was saying when it was shooting people, like green, yellow, or whatever, or red.
Okay.
Red
Hold it
red,
closer.
green.
Hold the mic closer, man. I can't hear you.
Yeah, he can't hear you.
No, what's written there?
Yeah, so now everybody will be complaining about you and not speaking up properly. So, all right. What else is happening? Oh, GDC. So, no GDC for us. Fuck it. Yeah, next year maybe.
Who's the half gamer now?
Yeah. Oh, what do you mean?
We're creating bots, like you have a kid and then he can play games for you when you're on GDC. It's easy.
Yeah, exactly. No. The Game Developers Conference is not happening for us, but the Game Dads Conference is happening for both of us with Jakub. Don't worry. It was one of the interesting posts that I published last year. So actually, people are pinging me on LinkedIn like, "Hey, so let's meet up at GDC." Like, yeah, I'm not there. What do you mean? Okay, never mind. Okay, so we're going to again discuss the Frozen City and Whiteout Survival. But before we do that, we have this Century Games company who actually developed both of these games, and they have way more games. So who the fuck are these guys? So they have actually over 1,000 employees in 8 different countries. Not a small company. So they're developer and publisher. What?
Nothing.
It's not a small company. And what's really interesting is in 2020, they were making around 1 million a month. And now, last month in February 2022, it's already 21 million. And we don't see the ads there.
Based on the tools that we see, because my guess is that they were making much more. We just don't see it because it's from China.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So
lucky you got me as well to estimate the ads. So yeah, we'll get there.
Yeah. So a few of these games. So one of their oldest game is actually Family Farm Seaside. They published that one in 2013, and now they actually published a new version in 2020. Which well, not new version, but I would say 2.0, Family Farm Adventure, and they have games like Valor Legends, which I mentioned on the previous podcast we recorded about Frozen City. Now there is Dragonscapes Adventure, and there is this funny group on Facebook where everybody is posting like weird and really cringy ads. And guess what? So I was just checking Facebook and I saw a Dragonscapes Adventure, very weird ad, which you can see here in the right corner, obviously, because we have new layout. And then I was like, hey, well, I definitely saw this game before, so it rang a bell, and I was like, oh, there you go, Century Games. Here we go again. So these guys are doing some very interesting, shady, crazy, fake-ish ads, and doing some interesting stuff on the UA side, but also on the game design. And well, we will get there. I guess we will get there. So
if the king of fake ads is saying that it's shady, I'm really looking forward to this part.
Whatever they're doing, they're definitely making it right in a way of making more revenue.
Yeah. So they're definitely doing some interesting work.
But they're based in Hong Kong, right?
Yes, but I was looking into their LinkedIn profiles, and only 166 people is actually on LinkedIn. The rest is somewhere. And they have
guess on the Chinese alternative.
They have. There were some Hong Kong, some Singapore, I guess. But I also saw Kiev. I also saw some US based people and something else. So I guess interesting, very interesting company. So I posted an article about Frozen City based on the Esper's ideas and chat, and that post actually blew up on LinkedIn, and even the CEO of the company actually added me as a connection. So now we're friends. So I might ask him some very direct questions after the podcast. But let's see. Yeah, that's gonna be very, very tough. Okay. So how's the ad monetization look like?
Should I just start? Should I just start with my little admon part? You know, it's getting late. You know, it's almost 4 a.m.
Yeah. we need to go to the sanctuary as well afterwards.
Yeah, exactly. So Century Games have absolutely been busy little bees, and they have taken Frozen City to the next level in terms of DAU. And if you're not a diehard fan of our podcast, or if your memory is not too good, during session 48, I railed a bit on Frozen City's admon execution, since they only had 2 ad placements. When we did that episode, Frozen City was making about 6K a day from ads, and I assumed then that they had an imp DAU of about 3.3 with an ad viewer rate of about 75%. So that meant at the time they were making about 10 to 15% of their revenue from ads from Frozen City. So both me and Negative Nancy Remo agree that is like way too low for a game that's structured like this. And we even offered some advice for some ad placements that we both agreed on would make a lot of sense to add. I think that we estimated that they could have easily doubled or tripled ad revenue by adding these. And plus, we also then talked about how Reddit, like fans on forums, were begging to add more rewarded ad placements. So it just seemed a bit like a no-brainer, you know. Fans are asking for you to earn more money. Maybe, you know, give what the fans, you know, get what they want. So that was a little over a month ago. So what has changed in a month? So obviously, Century Games has massively scaled up UA, and the DAU has now increased by 189%. So yeah, also our favorite data tool tells me that in the last, 4 weeks, active user base of 4.2 million players, split evenly 50-50 on iOS and Android. First of all, well done on the scale up. I'm sure Matej will be talking a lot about this and giving you a lot of kudos. But on the admon front, I am just absolutely heartbroken. So yesterday, which is why we're filming so late today, I was stuck in traffic in France for 7 hours and because of demonstrations, and I played Frozen City for almost all of it to prepare for the show. So thanks for the strike, guys. I really love missing flights, and having to rebook last minute ones really fills my heart with joy. So, you know, glad I got to be a part of that nice little French strike. Anyway, the reason why my admon heart is broken is that Frozen City has pulled back on their ad placements, and they only had 2 to begin with. So they basically show one of the ad placements a lot less. So with a DAU that is this large, this just represents a massive lost revenue opportunity. So maybe Remo, so Frozen City has 2 ad placements. Maybe you can pull up the one that we can actually show. So the first one is a common chest inside the store.
Just
here we go.
No double resource ad placement.
Yeah, we'll get there. Don't worry. I'll rant. The rant gets there as well.
Okay.
So anyway, you go in the shop, you open there, and you watch the first one, and then you can get an ad to watch the second one. So and then there's the ad placement, right? And also on a timer, the second ad placement they have in the game is a precious resource. Appears at the bottom of the screen. But since the last update, I've only seen this ad placement appear once every 2 days. And before that used to appear quite a lot more. So they definitely turned down the frequency of that. So this leads me to think that the imp DAO is no longer 3.3, like I said a month ago, but closer to 1.5. Probably an ad viewer rate of about 50 or 60%.
My God, that's terrible.
Yeah, which means that the main RV placement is hidden in the store, and not everyone does click in there. So yeah, so right now with the current DAU, I think Frozen City is making about $35,000 a day, or about $1 million a month from ads currently, which would be about 17% of overall revenue coming from ads right now in Frozen City.
But you said it's 15% when we talked.
It's a lot of big numbers, man. So it's just because it goes up because it's now they've massively scaled up the DAU, right? So it's going to be more because it's just millions, and before it was a couple hundred thousand of people, right?
Could this be easily 5 million if they add some more ad placements with this DAU?
We're gonna get here, but let's be real here, no bullshit. If Frozen City added 3 key ad placements, which would be a welcome back resource gathering RV boost, when you come back and open the game, which Negative Nancy Remo will agree is quite easy to implement. A main screen resource doubling for X amount of time, where you have to watch maybe a cap of 4 ads where you actually double the resources for a time period, and then maybe put it on a 6-hour cooldown, and a skip nighttime rewarded ad placements. like these 3 ad placements would bring the imp DAO to at least 5, which would mean, like with the massive DAU that Frozen City has, that daily ad revenue would go from $37,000 a day to $124,000 a day. And here comes my facepalm moment, because that would mean that these guys would be earning 3.7 million a month more in earnings, which would be 41% of this game's IAP revenue. That means that Frozen City is currently leaving, here comes a decimal place,
yes,
$2,616,500.25
yes,
of revenue a month on the table at these current DAU levels. Like, that's nearly 50% that's just being wasted. And honestly, like, okay, Remo, I'm going to let you come in here in the end of this rant, but like even a 5 imp DAO, like for a game like this, I would say is quite low. And it wouldn't surprise me if you can actually get this. Yeah, if you can get this to 8, so an imp DAO of 8.0 with an ad viewer rate of 70%, that would mean that ad revenue would be 6 million a month, which would be equal or greater to the current IAP revenue, which was 5.4 million last month. And plus, on ads, there's no Google or Apple tax. So, like, Remo, please back me up here. Like, it's not a stretch, right?
I guess I'm going to torpedo it a little bit. So the thing is that they actually have double the ad placements only during the weekends. Because if we go here into the event, which is pretty much the same city that just runs during the weekend, we have a same separate store and the same hidden one that would pretty much go up here and offer me like whatever algae or fish or whatever I need there. So it's double than that, but only during weekends, and it's still like super hidden.
It's very hidden.
So, but they have that.
But guys, like it's fair to say that like Century Games Admon's person either like doesn't exist or has absolutely no power. But like
the other thing I want to say is that is this all really a CPI ploy to just test the CPI of the second game that we're missing here?
Dude, it's too much money to do that, man. Like,
it's too much.
Honestly, if I was gonna give Frozen City like a score on their Admon, I would give him a letter score of B+ for bad plus terrible. Like, the only good thing is that they have seemed to updated their ad
do you know when?
Since the last episode.
Yeah,
that's it.
Do you know when they updated the app?
No, I just checked for the last updates of the last Unity lines, which came out 3 weeks ago, and they were in it now, so they must have updated it quite recently.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe they listen to the show.
Yeah, that's what I
guess not. They will listen after the article.
But Remo, come on, like help me out here. Like,
of course, it's
so
massively underutilized and understandardized, and like whatever your first grade game design idle person would tell you, like it's missing these 3 things, like Felix Blondie here did. So of course, it's exactly like you said. The thing that I'm trying to figure it out, like what has happened, from December and like from all these things, like, they're seeing like big amounts of revenue coming in. Why they're not optimizing and like blah blah blah. So my guess is that after we get later to the Whiteout Survival, I would still kind of guess that the whole thing is because they just don't care, whereas the other game is just so much IAP based.
True. It could be. Yeah, it could be.
Because like if you don't have the knowledge in the company,
money
I know,
but
if you don't have the knowledge in the company, you really don't.
Yeah, there's literally like I didn't find anyone on LinkedIn. Like I mentioned, like there's 1,000 people. Only 166 appears to be on LinkedIn, and I went through all of them. I didn't find any ad monetization person. They have a lot of game designers and marketing people, but 0 ad people. So I think Jakub is right here, because I was looking into the revenues of both games. Now the Whiteout Survival is actually earning more money.
It will earn much more later now
on IIPs already after a month being out. So it's 200K already,
it will be only earning on IIPs.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I can ask their CEO since we are now connected thanks to the Frozen.
This is the case.
I'm glad I gave him that letter rating, and then he's going to see the show. Great.
Like this is the exact case of like too bad to be true in a way. That like why don't they see the ad placements being so easy to implement and easy to improve? I'm just like, again, like trying to kind of understand like what's happening there. So my guess,
if you have 4 million that DAU, like that is so much ad revenue.
You don't know, man. Like the thing is, like they can be making so much more revenue from China that we don't see. That it could be literally like our friends used to say, mice nuts to them.
Yeah. But then I don't think it's going to be that much money from China for the idle game, honestly.
But come on, guys! Like an 8 imp now, that would mean that they're earning the same amount, like 6 million a month. Like, come on, who wants to ignore that? That's not like that's money. It's quite a lot of money.
I was
it's totally possible. Don't get me wrong. It's totally possible that this game is just losing atrocious amount of money because it doesn't want to improve. That's it.
Yeah. So I would assume. Well, it's 1,000 people, so it's not like they're out of resources, so they're not moving everybody to the new game, and nobody's working on Frozen City anymore. So I don't think it's a matter of resources actually.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, anyway, like if Whiteout Survival would add, the same kind of like placement, so have like 1.5, that would mean probably right now, like they would be earning maybe $7,000 a day in ad revenue. So that would be about 6%. So it's not as interesting, but if they're able to scale that up to 5 impressions per DAU,
that's never going to happen.
That would be about like $700K a month if they would manage to do that. But since they actually don't have any games, any ad placements in that game, like I don't want to even speculate. Like, I'll just leave that up to Remo and his part.
No, like, let's actually continue with with this. Have you seen any Forex game with ads? No.
Exactly.
And now Mr. Jakub is going to tell us why.
My guess is that the economy is so deep there, like it's pretty much the Mariana Trench of economies there. Where it's so deep that you can literally spend 100,000s and still be kind of, spending more throughout your lifetime there, because they have this very, very special mechanical destruction of property, which is that what you buy can be literally destroyed there and you lost it permanently. For instance, your soldiers that you have trained for so much time, when you get beaten up and they don't fit into your hospital and you are just not able to heal them up, they are destroyed. So that's it. Like imagine like you would buy something in Clash of Clans or whatever, Clash Royale somewhere, and then the game or whatever your opponent would take it out from you. So that's what they have there. This kind of destruction of property mechanism, which is very, very kind of money hungry and can be super money hungry.
Yeah, but Remo, I don't buy that because you can do the welcome back ad placement and have the resources when you're offline, and that would still work.
No, the resource flow works completely different in Forex. It's not based on idle generation that much. It's like, and the other thing is that you sell time as items. You have all of those like increase timer by 5 minutes, 1 hour, 12 hours, whatever as items, and you sell those. So I guess they're just kind of completely catered to the whales that they don't really care about the ads, because it's all like whale-driven games anyway, because the alliances and the clans that fight out on the map and duke it out, they are just driven by these like super high spenders anyway. So my guess is that...
So your argument here would be like you don't even should put any serving logic on rewarded placements and just like, leave it as is.
This would actually warrant like a good quality A/B test. The problem is that you
Thank you. Oh, finally.
You cannot really A/B test it.
Negative like, Nancy Remo, God, yes.
so much people on the server anyway. So I don't know, but my guess is if it would work, somebody who have already done it. So that's like kind of a...
this is not a good argument, man.
That's not a good answer. I'm sorry.
No. This is no bullshit.
That's not a good answer.
So you're saying like all the games, the Forexes that are making like 20 million a month, they're all missing on like ludicrously high amount of ad revenue? That's what you're saying?
If they had the same serving logic like baked in, and then basically like really knew when people are spending and not spending, like yes, I think they would be able to earn a lot more money from rewarded ads.
Because
if they would have them in the first place.
If you've built a mobile game for iOS or Android, you've experienced user churn. You can win those users back, but it's getting more and more expensive, even more so to acquire totally new users. Enter cross-promotion with Addictive. By identifying your users likely to churn early, you can showcase another game in your portfolio before they leave forever, transforming a lost user into a new user, increasing your revenues. Learn more now at addictive.com.
All right. Rant over. Matej, you want to get on to it? Praising these guys because you know what they have done on the UA side is actually quite impressive.
Maybe.
Maybe.
So let me take you to the frozen lands of pure UA excellence. We will witness how UA
From the B+
is not.
score to
Dude, just wait. We will witness how UA is not that at all for fuck's sake, and how things are done in the post IDFL world. No kumbaya shit, but awesome job by the marketing team. Let me guide you through the amazing growth of the Whiteout Survival. How about the epic intro? Because you were just starting these epic intros when we discussed Frozen City, and I was going through.
That was quite good, Matej. I'm proud of you.
Okay, fuck it. Let's start with soft launch. Actually, they had very, very, very short soft launch, only 2 months, from 5th of December to actually 12th of February, and then it's actually 3 months.
No, actually, it's more months. It's from June 28th, the Android version.
I was checking that. I couldn't find it. Actually,
we found it on our other favorite data tool.
Other favorite data tool. Oh, okay.
Very good. Case. Our favorite data tool.
Okay, because on my other favorite data tool, it didn't have any versions actually. Okay.
Yeah. So just for everybody, Frozen City was actually soft launch on December 24th, 2021, and Whiteout Survival was soft launch on Android on June 28th, 2022.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense actually. But they didn't do any UA actually, at least from what I saw in those tools. Yeah, okay, we are half blind. That's
we're half blind. That's the problem here.
Unfortunately, because I was checking the Android version, and it looked like they had 1 week of tech soft launch in Thailand and Indonesia. At least that's what I thought. But there was no UA channels appearing in these tools. So I guess it was just like out there. And they added some new countries on 13th of December. Just this Germany, France, Canada, UK, Australia, Spain, and New Zealand. And interestingly enough, but I mean, when I was actually thinking about it, it wasn't that interesting at all. It was just kind of logic. The main revenue drivers of the whole soft launch were France and Germany. And if I think about it, France and Germany are kind of still big countries in terms of revenues for strategy games and some other genres anyway. And then closely followed by Thailand. That was kind of interesting. Then there was a little bit of spend appeared in Hong Kong, but really, really tiny. So what I found out on iOS, they were running only Google Ads in December. Then they stopped the UA completely on iOS in January. And then in February, restarted UA on Facebook until global launch. And more about the global launch UA after. A few more information. Now soft launch Android, Google, Unity, Facebook. Main spend was happening on Google, but closely followed by Unity. I was bringing a little bit of Facebook here and there. So I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised about Google at all, but I'm not sure if I missed something actually on Unity, or I don't know what the fuck is happening, but they were running Square videos on Unity. And as far as I know, you can only run landscape and vertical format. So either there is like a beta on Unity, which I'm not a part of. Hey guys, can I get in? Unity, hello. I'm here. So if something is happening, let me know. I want to get in. Anyway, the game was launched on February 13 and currently making around 200K a day, which we already mentioned, which is neck to neck with Frozen City, and if we count ads as well. But Frozen City was launched in December, so if we only look at IIP revenues, Whiteout Survival is already making more revenues per day than Frozen City. In terms of the countries, as you can see here on in the corner, where we also will show a lot of gameplay, and we already did show gameplay. So it's US, South Korea, Germany, France again, Taiwan, Canada, UK, Japan, Thailand, and Indonesia. So when we played Diablo with Mr. Remia during the weekend, we actually discussed South Korea being on the top of the revenue spot. But it seems like US won't give up that easily. So that was interesting because Remo immediately told me, like, hey, like, what would you expect? Forex in the Asia and Southeast Asia. That's where the money comes from. Then I will start talking about the retention numbers in the UA part as well from now on. So I'm going to compare Frozen City with Whiteout Survival, because it's really important to mention these type of numbers and what kind of numbers can actually allow great scale, which we can see. So because I'm getting these questions like, hey, so this game is actually the same as our game. How is it possible they earn 50K a day and we are only earning 5K a day? Well, okay, let's look at the KPIs. Oh, maybe because your game is 35% day one retention and they game has 60% day one retention. What about day 7? Well, yours is 11 and theirs is 30. And we can go on like 15% day 30 retention versus 2% retention. Well, guess why they're earning so much more money. So how does it look like for Frozen City versus Whiteout Survival? So we don't have long-term retention for Whiteout Survival yet, but early metrics look even better than Frozen City. So for Frozen City, day 90 retention is 8%. It's pretty good for idle game, no?
It is.
Well, so interesting. But day one retention, Frozen City 51%. Day one retention of Whiteout Survival 58%. If you look at if you look at day 7, Frozen City 22%, day 7 30% on Whiteout Survival, even better. Then we have day 30 and day 90 is not there yet, but day 30 is 10% according to our data tool. On Frozen City 10%, and then Whiteout Survival 9%. But I think that's gonna be better as we go, because it's still like 1 month since the global launch. It's not bad, right?
No, definitely. No. Like if you remember the retention of other Forex games, that
the machine zone
shotgun tactic, it was like 14% day one.
Yeah, exactly. What
could have been the difference?
Yeah, exactly. How are they doing it? Well, we'll know. Felix?
Question. Yeah. If UA is dead, how have they gotten so many users on iOS?
Exactly, right? Man. So, a very quick answer. They're running loads of spend on uploading, and it seems to work quite well. From the revenue they're getting, like since the day one, it's just growing every fucking day. The same thing is happening, or was happening on Frozen City. It seems like Century Games, they found a very good uploading UA strategy. So it's their biggest channel.
How much?
How much what?
How much are they spending a day?
Hard to say. This is always like my estimation, and I don't have the fancy Excel sheets as you have.
No decimals.
No decimals, unfortunately.
And 50 cents.
Yeah, no decimals. But honestly, like they are running basically Uplavin, Facebook, Iron Source, Unity, YouTube, and TikTok. So pretty much all the big channels right there. But I think they're going to spend way more on Google afterwards, and then on Facebook maybe, like Frozen City, because on Frozen City they are running like 120 creatives. So let me actually share how the creatives look like, because
we're upping our visual communication.
Yeah, exactly. 1 sec. Where do I have this? Here is the comparison. Actually, nice.
I've seen a couple of these creatives. They're really good.
For those watching on YouTube, you can see it right there.
Yeah, you can see it right there. Ooh, there you go. So here we have a comparison. I'm pretty sure you can't say like which is the Whiteout Survival and which is Frozen City, because they copied the Frozen City but now you can actually see it because of the end screens. But it's the same thing. It's basically the same thing, same logic. Then they have this one as well. So they're using this. I called it anatomy of great or well-performing UA video. They have the hook, the beginning, using like first 1 or 3 seconds to actually grab the attention. Then they have the meat or the gameplay, using some altered gameplay in some cases real gameplay, and then you have the end screen. And
that UFO one is so funny.
Yeah, it's great. And then they are kind of using the hyper casuals as their main source of inspiration.
The Golden Goblins one.
And Golden Goblins one as well, there is, for sure. So, and this is only beginning. So I was also very disappointed when we talked about the creatives for Frozen City from the beginning. But then I realized I was looking at I did very well from the wrong perspective, because I wasn't checking all the channels, and then I opened up the Facebook ads library, and then bam, 120 creatives. So I can stop this actually, and now. So there's like more. So what they are doing, using the best performing Frozen City videos, like a lot of attention grabbing, the first 2 or 3 seconds. They're hunting whales. They're trying to survive. Well, who would say that, right? A lot of other gameplay and hyper casual mechanics as well, and hunting whales players as well. And they have some gameplay with choices elements. So I'm gonna share these creatives as well.
Do I get it right that there's no Forex gameplay
creatives? No, not at all.
Who would have guessed?
Yeah, not at all. But I didn't even actually understand like this is a Forex game. For some reason. Yeah, for some reason. But I was doing this research for the article, and I checked different fan pages, and even they have a Discord channel, the Whiteout Survival. There's like 70,000 people right there, which is interesting. And then I found this description on their what was it? Fan page on Facebook. A thrilling Forex game developed by Century Games. I was like, oh, really? And then
somebody didn't update the comment section, description section.
Yeah. Because I have a screenshot which I'm gonna show here as well. Only if I knew where did I put that screenshot? Okay, so now I'm getting there. So because I was checking the ASO part as well, and it started with where is it? Oh, I don't fucking have it. Never mind. I need to find out. So
Matej used to be a maven, and now he can't even find a screenshot.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, wow.
How the mighty have fallen.
Yeah, here it is.
How the mighty have fallen.
No, I have it. So their short description was help survivors rebuild their lives, and then they changed it to idle strategy survival experience, all free up on frozen wastelands. And I mean, they even started with this. Yeah, so that was the script. So this
is idle in the description?
Yeah, this is idle in the
please
description.
Add more ads. Oh,
man, just stop with
but
the ads.
It's not the real idle.
Else.
Yeah, it's not the real idle. It's not the real idle. So yeah, pretty much interesting case. But now is the most interesting part.
Okay, so now's the time where you see Hercule Poirot sitting in the room and revealing the killer.
So yeah, exactly.
Let's find out where this rabbit hole ends.
He was negative Nancy all along.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, because of the great success of last time, today we're gonna actually share screen both games at once, so we can cross-compare them and figure out.
Yeah.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
I'll hold that mic closer, Remo. This is going to be a good part.
Yeah, exactly. So the thing is that...
But you only have 10 minutes.
Yeah, let's do it. So before, we pretty much went through Frozen City and thought this is a nice idle game, pretty innovative, took the Frostpunk concept, did that, did this, didn't really take much time with the ads, as Felix said here. But yeah, that's it. But the thing is that a month goes by and another game soft launches, which is global launches, which is pretty much looking like the same game. So what's happening here? By the looks of it, let me put on my furnace here. It seems exactly like the same game, does it?
Yeah, but because Jesper mentioned that this is the same game, but with the higher quality visuals. I was like,
higher quality visuals. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, I was like, it can't be just that easy and that simple.
Yeah,
it's like
so
no way.
Frozen City, for those who didn't listen, it's an idle game taken from the Frostpunk survival concept. You tend around your survivors, need to keep the flame going, temperatures, one of the main concepts. They have this life mechanic, being hungry, cold, sleep, blah blah blah, work cycles, produce resources, and then you move through the map on different frozen cities. And they added this kind of a combat mechanic into it, very battle stuff in a Animal War style hyper casual thing where you're actually battling elephants and tigers, like you see here. It's it's great.
It's the same thing as in Whiteout Survival, just different camera angle.
Yeah, it's the same thing. Yeah, but so they have auto battler in it, but anyway, it's still an idle game, and it is an idle game. And here you have event, which is pretty much the same city you would run through memories of the survivors when they were still not frozen, blah blah blah, adventure community style event. It's an idle game. But now let's move to
wait. Yeah, there is the temperature element.
Yeah, is it there?
It's there, but okay.
I'll get to it.
Okay.
Now we have the Whiteout Survival, which seems like the exact same game, and for first 30 minutes plays exactly like the same game. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe people here are kind of more resistant to temperature, because if you have minus 44 degrees here,
but it was
everyone else dies.
It's completely okay there.
Yeah, but it was so smooth. It was so smooth. I was
it's super smooth. One of the things that gave out the illusion for me was when I was going here into the mail and I was like, Wars and Alliance. Wait a second. What is this thing doing here? Really? Hey, man.
Wait a
There's some shady thing
This is not a hyper casual game?
Yeah, because as usual, this kind of bottom row of buttons was hidden during that whole thing. So you don't know anything. And what's this world thing? Oh, it was not there. Alliance, definitely not there.
Yeah.
So later down the line, as this game kind of unfolds, suddenly when you were playing your idle game, there's this world button, so go here and go into world. And then, there's this balloon mechanic, and you can assault other stuff on the map.
This was so good. It was so good.
No, it's smooth, so smooth transition.
Yeah, it was let's launch this balloon on level 7 furnace, and it would turn into a different game.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, and now suddenly I was training troops,
fighting
people on a 3-hour mission. I'm like,
yeah.
Yeah, so if you see these things, if you see a map with all these bases with these bubbles on those, the protective shields, you're looking at the 4x. It's fucking 4x. Don't tell how it is not. It's a 4x. So they hide it very, very well. I would say kudos to whoever devised this devious plan of pretty much I still don't know if this is the real thing here that they because we know that Frozen City was soft launch much sooner than the Whiteout Survival. If actually somebody in the company went so we have this idle game, it's performing really, really well, why don't we duct tape it on top of our 4x game to lower the CPI and then have a money-making machine for the 4x game, and really don't care about ads and piece of Felix in the process.
Yeah, of course. But the thing is, I don't think they knew how the CPI is going to look like in the soft launch that much. So I need to check. I couldn't find any creatives from the soft launch, but I will check that actually and make again Hercule Poirot type of
investigation,
detective work and investigation, because this is really interesting.
But look at this! This is amazing. You have the Frozen City here, with the Frostpunk template of a circle within a furnace, and then we have the Whiteout Survival with the same thing, but if we zoom out enough, voila, what's this? Hero Hall, Marksman Camp, Arena, Infantry Camp. What's this doing here? Infirmary. Really?
Yeah, and then suddenly it makes more money in fucking 30 days than their launch in December for Frozen City.
So this is again the pattern that we have been seeing for last few months, again and again and again, where pretty much we have this smooth transition of another game being built on top of another game, which is becoming more of a standard these days, I guess, because I don't get this, like how whoever pretty much did that, like you're pretty much building two games into one, so double the capacity, production, whatever you have there. You need to build this kind of smoothness, which these guys definitely built through this beautiful
I
Baloon mechanic.
didn't even know if I wasn't a gamer, and I didn't know, like, oh well, war and alliance in the world means automatically 4x. I wouldn't even notice, like, oh fuck, this is 4x game.
Exactly.
I wouldn't even know.
And for people, for instance, for people that didn't ever play 4x before, it seems like, oh, this is like idle games. Idle games means fighting on the map and spending hundreds of thousands against each other.
Where are the ads?
Yeah, so where are the ads? That's the question. Yeah, their ads are not there, and the economy is deep as Mariana Trench, as I said. Like you can see here, there. And by the way, by 4x, I mean the latest of the 4x. Like these guys are definitely taking iteration from Rise of Kingdoms, from Lilith, where you have the hero element there. Actually, I really like it there.
This is great. I love
in Frozen City, I'm stuck there as hell as usual. I'm pretty much super stuck because I cannot
start paying.
I cannot level up my hero, which would unlock another worker in our like hunter's cabin, which means that I don't have food for the whole city and everybody is starving and dying.
Just buy food.
Watch an ad, Remo.
You can't. I can't.
Buy the chest, fuck's sake.
Yeah, so
what are you talking about?
So the stackness is out, and you use these zeros to fives on the map. You don't really care about the whole city anymore that much. Like you still have some kind of a mechanics here where you get like resources. But even if you like go here, for instance, let's upgrade something. Like you see here, like let's upgrade a bed which like takes like 100 wood, and I have 5.7 million wood. Back at the thing with Kingdom Rush, where pretty much resources are pretty much inflated to the nothingness.
That's exactly what came into my mind. It's like, I can upgrade this like for eternity, like all the
because it's meaningless. This whole thing is completely meaningless. It's turned into nothing. Like
and I immediately remember like what were you saying about the Kingdom Guard and their resources? Like you were getting some interesting resources from the tower defense, but it was like it meant nothing basically.
Exactly. So here we have, by the way, the game that the auto battler that slap on it anyway. But why not? I guess
exactly, why not? Because you're building now multiple games in one game, basically.
Yeah, but this is like super smooth transition, man. Like we went from Hero Wars pulling playable creatives into and duct taping them into the funnel into like actually merging the like base map of an idle game with a 4x game.
Like, it's so smooth. Like it's happening so quickly as well. Oh, so good. Chef's kiss.
Yeah, exactly. So this is like a primary example of where the current market is driving. Like UA is driving the game design actually here.
Of course.
Like I don't get this why anybody would do that, because in the old games, like even Rise of Kingdoms, let's take Rise of Kingdoms. Rise of Kingdoms didn't do anything of this. Like they just did a pretty good 4x game, and they pretty much own it, and they're great and everything. Their base look more something like a Clash of Clans nowadays, not really the Game of War thing, but still like performs well. So why didn't these guys do that? Because probably they were pushed by the latest UA environment. So here we are, and I guess this is becoming more of a norm, or like the new cheesy trick that studios will be kind of forced to use.
Cheesy trick. It's genius.
Cheesy at all. Like it's what we have to do now.
Like, genius.
I know. It's not cheesy at all.
I love it. I think it's
so clever.
Yeah, exactly.
But do you see how the production requirements was raised so high by this move?
Of course.
That you now need to build two games and smoothen out the transition?
We need to look into Fiona's Farm and also one of their other games, which was called, what was it? I had it here somewhere. The family
Storm Shoot.
No. These Century games. So the Family Farm Adventure, because that makes also like 5 million plus per month.
Yeah, that's close to Family Island, I guess. We'll look into it a little bit.
Yeah, I need to check.
But for anybody, the summary is here that we have pretty much two games that are starting exactly the same, very, very similar visuals, very similar gameplay, completely same funnel, and then one turns into 4x, the other one turns into idle.
And Remia will agree with me now that one needs more ads.
Yeah, definitely. It needs more ads.
Thank you.
But the thing is, what they did with this Dragonscapes adventure, I need to play that game as well, but I'm pretty sure that they duct taped this project makeover game on top of their farm / dragon whatever battler they have, because the first 4 screenshots are just makeover screenshots, and even the weird fake ad was about the makeover. So I think like they experimented with this in the past, and now this is just another level.
By the way, this one last thing I would say: whoever did this balloon mechanic, fucking genius! Because amazing. This is exactly the connector that pretty much teaches people that weren't into Forex into attacking stuff on the Forex map. Because if I click here, it actually translates me to the Forex map. So it's like a hand-holding feature for those that are coming wherever from, and let's turn them into Forex players.
Thinking it's an idle game.
Yeah, exactly. And it's so smooth. It's so good.
No, yeah. As soon as that balloon just went up, I was like, oh, Jesus. This is genius. This is genius.
Should we finish on that balloon?
Yeah, I think so.
Let's finish on the balloon.
I think so. All in all, we're pretty amazed like how these things are done these days. And we are preparing actually one article about the new frontier of the game development, and I think this definitely should. This is one part for sure.
Yeah. And hire an admon person.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
My God, please.
Of course, if you make 20 million or 21 million a month, it can be like easy 10 plus on ads, right?
Yeah.
For all the games. So yeah. Thank you very much for listening, and also if you were listening to this on Spotify or Apple or any other podcast tool, just go to YouTube and check out the gameplay and all the graphs and all the screenshots.
It's
and
on
images.
Spotify as well, no?
It's true. Okay, so Spotify is video as well, but definitely keep subscribing. We love you, and apparently you love us as well, so let's keep this relationship.
Let's go to bed.
Now we're going to Sanctuary.
Yeah, we're going to Sanctuary.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much.
See you.
Cheers. Bye-bye.
Bye.